today we're taking a look at a junior mining and exploration stock, Dreadnought Resources. Their ticker on the ASX is DRE. We're going to be providing a fundamental overview of their operations today, as well as providing some technical analysis to make some predictions on where we can expect to see Dreadnought go in the near future. Let's take a look. I've partnered with Crypto.com to provide my viewers with an awesome opportunity to accelerate their crypto journey. Crypto.com is used by over 50 million users in 90 countries across the globe and is a leading platform for buying, selling and staking crypto. They also offer metal Visa cards with a huge range of rewards that allow you to convert and withdraw your crypto in fiat currency. Crypto.com is offering a $25 sign-up reward using my affiliate link in the description or by entering affiliate code RyanProven. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another ASX stock analysis video. Today we are taking a look at Dreadnought Resources. Their ticker on the ASX is DRE and they are a junior mining and exploration stock, as I mentioned, and primarily their focus is on the rare earths area, but they have potential project opportunities in many different resource spaces, including in the gold and the copper space, so very complementary to rare earths, and all of their projects at this point in time are based in the Western Australian region. They've got 4 ongoing sort of opportunities, 2 in their flagship Mangaroon area and 2 others as well. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of a dive into the detail and the fundamentals of this company and provide you guys with an overview. Firstly, let's talk a bit about the company itself. They are worth roughly about $300 million in market cap, trading at about $1 per share. They have a bunch of different projects located in the Western Australian region. The Mangaroon project, being their flagship project, is what I'll probably focus on today, and that is split up into 2 segments. The first of which is the rare earth gold project, which is known as the Ironstones project. It is basically 4,900 kilometers squared worth of space in the Gascoyne region of WA. They're only 25 k's away from the Yangibana Rare Earths project, which is owned by Hastings as well, valued at $450 million. They have so far identified high-grade NdPr at a very large scale, which is similar to that Yangibana project. The second part of that is also the Mangaroon project as well, but it is the nickel copper side of things. There is a company called FQM which is earning in up to 70%. FQM are aiming to spend about $15 million for 51% and 70% basically depending on when they decide to mine. Now this is obviously a bit of a side project and not the main focus, with the main focus being the rare earths and gold side of things, which is why FQM is earning in and trying to operate in that 70% region. We also then have in the West Kimberley region the Tarragee Yampi project. Now this is a project at the size of about 2,400 kilometers squared of mineralization. They have identified there many different resources, including copper, gold, cobalt and nickel, and they believe they have discovered as well a massive sulfide area, which is obviously very significant. The final project is the Central Yilgarn gold base / iron ore project. This is located just to the northwest of Kalgoorlie. It covers about 1,600 kilometers squared, and currently a technical and commercial review is underway. Let's take a bit of a look at their flagship project, the Mangaroon Rare Earths project. It's large scale, as I mentioned, 4,900 kilometers squared, with major outcroppings, in particular within the Ironstones region. So right now drilling is underway in those areas and we're starting to see results after they were able to pick up high grades of NdPr. Rock chip samples basically provided them with 39.7% TREO after testing, and the NdPr to TREO ratios are up to 46%. So they are very, very significant within those levels. Basically, there have been a ton of RC holes already drilled today, and by the end of 2022 for this region, they're aiming to do about 25,000 meters additional on top of roughly their 140 RC drill samples that they have already drilled out. Drilling is happening all across this area in order to define drill resources. So their ironstone discovery drilling, obviously extension drilling as well, and their carbonatite discovery drilling as well is continuing. When we're talking about further upside of this region, 43,000 line kilometer survey has identified over 140 anomalies to date. 40 of the anomalies have been inspected, 22 being mineralized, 3 are undercover targets, and 15 have been deemed to be unprospective, so they will be ignored. 100 targets are to be inspected still, and it will define basically additional drill targets moving into the future. Basically, these are only outcropping targets as well, because they believe they can identify significant potential from a, I suppose, shallow distance, so not having to dig too far in order to hit that mineralization. Looking at the other half of this project, it is where the company FQM is aiming to earn in immediately up to 51%, which will be based on $12 million invested in drilling activities. If they do eventually decide to mine, an additional 19% will be acquired, and the key thing in this area is basically 3 key materials: nickel, copper and sulfides. So that is really what they are looking for in this program. In 2022 so far, they've drilled 12 RC holes, about 1,862 meters. 9 of these holes have identified nickel copper sulfides. So as you can expect, we are going to see more results starting to flow through. And obviously, when we're looking at mineralization in these regions, we want to be looking for high grade, high to the surface as well, and large veins of material. I won't go into the detail of their other 2 projects, but just know they are also 100% owned by Dreadnought. There are drilling activities currently underway in order to define resources at these locations. What they then decide to do with them will really probably be determined by the results of these resources. If we do see significant amounts of mineralization, and of course it is commercially viable, Dreadnought would likely go ahead and target those to either start mining as soon as possible, or of course wait until their Mangaroon project has become up and running, or alternatively, if they are not viable or just not as commercially viable, I suppose, as their flagship project, they may look to spin this off, similar to what they did with FQM, where they allow other contractors to come in, earn into those projects, but still have a stake in the pie should they find something significant. I hope that provided you with a good understanding of what this company is really about and some potential opportunities to investigate some more additional information if you are interested in it. But now what we're going to do is jump into the chart and perform some technical analysis and try and make some predictions on where we can expect to see DRE go from a pricing perspective on the chart. Let's take a look. Welcome into the Dreadnought Resources chart, guys. As you can see, we're currently sitting at 10 cents, which is smack bang on where our 20-day moving average is right now as well. This 20-day moving average is acting as a point of resistance for us at this point in time in order to keep advancing. And so is the 50-day, just sitting above it at 10.4 cents. Now the 20-day has crossed below the 50-day, indicating a short-term downtrend, but we are seeing a bit of support build up after we had a nice little bounce down here at the 8.5 cent mark. Now what I'm going to do is put in place a line of support there, because it's looking like that is, I suppose, our key point of horizontal support. And then I'm also going to put in some horizontal lines where we are experiencing other areas of resistance. So right here at 10.5 cents, you can see this is a major wall for us to cross. And then moving up once again, we have another major point of resistance here at 12.5 cents. You can see these are gapped pretty evenly apart, and they are operating in levels. It's a pretty sort of, I suppose, nice chart to be able to analyze, because it is very clear where the price action is occurring and what points are acting as support and resistance for us at this point in time. Now volume wise, volume is starting to pick back up after we saw that 8.5 cent mark touched. We did have a big buying spike, but right now the key here is to try and progress past 10.5 cents, which was tested on today and both of the previous days as well. Unfortunately, a failed breakout over here on the 17th of October, but there is still plenty more time. And now let's have a look at the RSI and see what that is showing us as well. RSI has been in a decline since being in the overbought range. You can see it's sort of come all the way down here to a low of 38.77. Now crept back above that yellow line, indicating a shift in buying momentum, sitting at 49.78. So plenty of room for us to break out and move in an upwards direction. Let's have a look at the MACD as well. Now the MACD is showing us what is probably the best thing about this chart at the moment, and it is a cross is about to occur of the 12-day EMA above the 26-day EMA. That should be for us the catalyst for a breakout above the 10.5 cent mark, and should catapult us up to our next target being 12.5 cents. So what are we waiting for? Well, we're waiting for that cross, and we just need to see a continuation in buying volume and momentum come in order to make sure that cross is very convincing. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a clear price direction. Now, I suppose firstly, we can see that in the long term, I suppose, we are trending in an upwards direction. Now, it's not very easy to put in, I suppose, a trend line, just given the fact that it's gone pretty parabolic. But overall, you can see starting from, I suppose, a low point, possibly even over here, we have been able to, I suppose, maintain a bit of an upwards trend in general. But of course, short-term downtrend coming from here. But with that MACD cross, that is really going to be the catalyst to shift the price direction and then catapult us up to hopefully that 12.5 cent mark after we do breach that 10.5 cent. I believe within the next couple of days, 10.5 cents will be breached and closed above. Once that occurs, the next immediate target is 12.5 cents, and we're going to have those 20 and 50-day moving averages acting as levels of support for us moving forward. That wraps up today's analysis of DRE, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the company down in the comments section below. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.